Look at the badge on most portable generators sold in America. Eagle in the logo, flag on the box. USA practically stamped into the plastic. Now find the one line that matters, country of origin. And half the time, it says the opposite. Built in China, shipped over, wrapped in red, white, and blue for the shelf. That's not a slip-up. That's the marketing doing its job. Here's the rule underneath it. The Federal Trade Commission says the moment you print a flat made in USA, no asterisk, no fine print, all or virtually all of that machine has to be American. The steel, the engine, the copper, the labor, almost nothing in the generator aisle clears that bar. Even the giant everybody names first builds its cheapest portables around an engine made in Vietnam, and Generac says so in plain text on its own support site. So I stopped reading the front of the box and went after the back. Plant addresses, data plates, what each company will put in writing. Strip out the imposters, and the number left standing is 4. 4 companies still bolting the whole machine together inside American factories. You've probably never seen one on a store shelf, but off-grid guys swear by them. And halfway in, I'll hand you the one line on any generator box that tells you the truth in 2 seconds. The exact word that separates a real American machine from a costume. I'm saving it until after the 4th. And number 4? That's the one that'll send you out to your own garage, flashlight on the plate, checking. Let's get started. Start with Cummins. Visit their home standby generator page and you'll find a bold statement beneath the Quiet Connect series. Engineered, tested, and manufactured in the USA. What's interesting isn't just the claim itself, it's what's missing. There's no qualifying footnote, no global materials disclaimer, and no asterisk leading you to a paragraph of exceptions. Cummins simply uses the word manufactured and leaves it there. That's a significant choice because manufactured is one of the exact terms the FTC treats as a U.S. origin claim. Cummins knows that, their legal team knows that, and the statement remains on a public product page for anyone to read. At that point, you're no longer looking at a marketing slogan, you're looking at a company attaching its name to a federal standard and standing behind it. So where does it actually happen? The work happens in Fridley, Minnesota, just north of Minneapolis, where Cummins operates a major power systems manufacturing facility. And this isn't some small assembly operation tucked into an industrial park. The same plant produces power systems used by hospitals, medical centers, telecommunications infrastructure, transportation facilities, rental fleets, and emergency response vehicles. During the pandemic, the facility was classified as essential and remained operational because the equipment coming out of Fridley supports critical infrastructure across the country. There's history behind it, too. The Onan name traces back to 1925, when David Onan began building standalone generators decades before residential standby power became common. Cummins acquired Onan in the 1980s, and that legacy still runs through today's Quiet Connect lineup. For homeowners, the numbers are straightforward. Quiet Connect units operate at 65 decibels or less, about the level of a normal conversation, and pricing starts around $3,699. But that's only the generator itself. It doesn't include the transfer switch, installation, permits, or electrical work. And those costs can push the final bill far beyond the advertised starting price. Now, none of this means Cummins is exclusively American. It operates facilities in India, China, the United Kingdom, and elsewhere. just like every major industrial manufacturer. But that's not the question we're trying to answer here. The question is where this particular product is engineered, tested, and manufactured. And on that point, Cummins makes a claim in writing that many competitors avoid making. While other brands often rely on carefully qualified language, Cummins places the words engineered, tested, and manufactured in the USA directly on the product page and leaves them unqualified. Brand number 2 is going to make you angry twice, and I want you to stay for both. Let's start with the good news. Kohler doesn't just assemble generators in America. Kohler builds the engine. In Hattiesburg, Mississippi, Kohler has been producing air-cooled engines since 1998, not sourcing them from another manufacturer, not rebadging somebody else's design, producing them. Those engines go directly into Kohler home standby generators, and in April 2021, the company announced a major expansion of the Hattiesburg operation to increase production of home standby units alongside assembly activities already taking place in Saukville and Mosul, Wisconsin. Think about what that means for a moment. In a category where an American-made generator often turns out to be an American enclosure wrapped around a foreign engine, Kohler is building the engine itself on American soil before it ever reaches the generator. The Command PRO V-twin powering the 14, 20, and 26 kilowatt models comes out of Mississippi. As far as residential standby generators go, that's one of the deepest domestic supply chains you'll find. Now, for the part that deserves a closer look, here's how Kohler describes its generators on the Kohler Home Energy website. Kohler residential standby generators, including their engines, are designed, engineered, and assembled in the USA. While we partner with trusted global suppliers for select components, many key parts are sourced and manufactured in the United States. Pay attention to the language. Kohler says designed, engineered, and assembled. It does not say manufactured in the USA without qualification. It also acknowledges the use of global suppliers and says many key components are sourced and manufactured domestically. Many is not all. That distinction matters because companies do not choose wording like this by accident. It's carefully reviewed, legally vetted language, and it tells you exactly where the company believes the line is. Kohler clearly has substantial American manufacturing content, but it also stops short of making an unqualified manufacturing claim. And that's where the second surprise comes in. Kohler doesn't actually control this business anymore. On May 6, 2024, Kohler Company and Platinum Equity completed a transaction that separated the energy division into an independent company. Platinum Equity became the majority owner, while Kohler retained a minority stake and board representation through David Kohler. A few months later, on September 17, 2024, the company officially rebranded. Kohler Energy became Railco. Scroll to the bottom of the current home generator website and you'll find the copyright listed under Discovery Energy LLC, doing business as Railco. So when someone buys what they call a Kohler generator today, they're purchasing a generator built by Railco, carrying the Kohler name under license, powered by engines produced in a Mississippi facility originally developed under Kohler ownership. And notice what's happened now. 2 brands in, and both of them are choosing their words with a lawyer in the room. Which brings us to the company that started this entire conversation. I need to be straight with you, because there's a version of this video where I lie to you, and it probably gets more views. That version says, Generac isn't really American. It says, The flag on the box is marketing. The Wisconsin address is decoration. And the generators are nothing more than imported products wearing an American badge. The problem is that none of that is true. Start with what actually exists. There's the headquarters in Waukesha, Wisconsin, then manufacturing operations in Oshkosh, Berlin, Jefferson, Eagle, Whitewater, and Beaver Dam. That's 6 Wisconsin manufacturing communities tied directly to Generac production. The company has invested tens of millions of dollars expanding those operations, added hundreds of jobs, and opened an additional facility in Trenton, South Carolina, dedicated to home standby generators. The engine matters too. The G-Force V-Twin found in Guardian generators isn't sourced from another manufacturer. It's a Generac-designed engine produced within Generac's own manufacturing network. So if you're picturing a company that abandoned American manufacturing years ago, throw that picture away. Generac remains one of the largest generator manufacturers physically operating in the United States, and in parts of Wisconsin, those factories are a major source of local employment. So why isn't Generac on this list? Because of 5 carefully chosen words. Assembled in the USA using domestic and foreign parts. That's the qualification attached to the company's broader engineered and built in the USA language. And once you understand the FTC rules, you understand exactly why it's there. Under federal regulations, words like made, manufactured, built, produced, created, and crafted are treated as unqualified U.S. origin claims. The moment a company uses one of those terms without clarification, it enters a legal standard requiring the product to be all or virtually all made in the United States. Generac doesn't make that claim. Instead, it qualifies the statement by acknowledging the use of both domestic and foreign parts, which is precisely what the FTC framework allows companies to do when a product contains significant imported content, and the qualifier isn't some meaningless legal technicality. Over the years, Generac has built a global manufacturing network through acquisitions and expansion. The company owns Pramac in Italy, Automotores in Mexico and Brazil, Selmec in Mexico, Captiva in India, and MotorTech in Germany. It also operates facilities and technology centers extending into countries like Mexico and China. That's the reality of the business. Wisconsin is part of the picture, but it isn't the entire picture. So here's the scoreboard. Generac is a real American manufacturer, but like Kohler, it carefully qualifies its U.S. origin claims, leaving only one brand we've covered so far, making an unqualified American manufacturing claim. Brand 3, and we're leaving the backyard, because when hospitals lose power, data centers go dark, or landfill methane plants must keep feeding the grid, the machine carrying the load is often painted yellow. Caterpillar's electric power business operates on a completely different scale from the residential market. The company builds diesel and natural gas generator systems ranging from commercial standby units to massive installations powered by G3520C engines running continuously on landfill methane. Pair 2 of those engines together and you're looking at roughly 3.2 megawatts of power, enough to supply electricity to about 2,500 homes. At the center of that operation is Griffin, Georgia, a city of roughly 23,000 people located about an hour south of Atlanta. According to Caterpillar's own materials, the Griffin Engine Center assembles both engines and generator sets across more than 6 engine platforms. The facility spans approximately 421,000 square feet employs around 850 people, and produces equipment from the C9, C15, C18, and C32 series all the way into the 3,500 series generator sets, the point where the conversation shifts from kilowatts to megawatts. Caterpillar invested more than $120 million into the Griffin operation while adding hundreds of jobs, creating what local officials described as the largest capital investment announcement in Spalding County history. And that's why Caterpillar makes this list. The engine and generator set are built in the same facility, in the same state, under the same roof. Now let me correct something, because this is where the research gets ugly. Search for American-made generators today and you'll find article after article confidently telling readers that Caterpillar builds generator sets in Newberry, South Carolina. The problem is that facility closed years ago. In 2016, Caterpillar announced the shutdown of its Newberry electric power generator packaging facility, eliminating roughly 325 positions. The Ridgeway, South Carolina control panel assembly facility closed as well, taking another 75 jobs with it. Production was consolidated into existing Caterpillar operations in Griffin, Georgia, Seguin, Texas, and Lafayette, Indiana. For Newberry County, the loss was significant. The facility had been one of the area's largest employers and among its biggest taxpayers, contributing roughly $1.2 million annually in local property taxes. And yet, nearly a decade later, countless websites still reference the plant as if it's operating today. That's what happens when one source gets something wrong and everyone else copies it. One article repeats another. 40 more repeat those. Then search engines and AI systems scrape all 40 and turn the mistake into accepted wisdom. If there's one lesson buried inside this video, it's that most people writing about manufacturing never verify where these facilities actually are. Now for the caveat. Caterpillar's electric power division is not exclusively American. The company operates manufacturing facilities in Northern Ireland, India, China, and Brazil, and it owns generator brands including F.G. Wilson and Olympian. Depending on where a customer buys a Caterpillar generator, it may have been built somewhere else entirely. But that's not the question we're asking. The question is whether Caterpillar still manufactures engines and generator sets inside the United States. According to Caterpillar's own documentation, Griffin, Georgia does exactly that. And for this list, that's the standard that matters. And now, the one you've never heard of. Winco, a company whose story starts in a place you probably wouldn't expect. Winco's began in 1927 when two Iowa brothers built a homemade wind generator to power their farm, creating the device that became known as the wind charger. As demand grew, the company evolved through multiple ownership changes before becoming Winco and ultimately moving its manufacturing operations to Le Center, Minnesota in 1977. And it never left. Winco is still a family-owned company. Every single generator they build gets 100% load tested before it leaves that building. Not a statistical sample, not one out of every 50. Every unit run under load in Le Center, Minnesota before it goes on a truck. That's the most American company in this video, not the biggest, the most American. Now the part where I don't sell you a fantasy. Winco does not build its own engine. The PSS-11B, 12 kilowatt, runs a Briggs & Stratton Vanguard industrial V-twin. The PSS-20B, the biggest air-cooled standby they make, runs a big block Vanguard, and the PSS-12H, 9.6 to 12 kilowatts. dual fuel on propane or natural gas, runs a Honda GX690. A 688 cubic centimeter V-twin engine spinning at 3,600 revolutions per minute and kept cool by a simple air-cooled design. That is a Japanese engine design in an American generator. And I want to be really precise here because I found dealer listings calling that same engine a 6.9 liter. It is not a 6.9 liter. It is 688 cubic centimeters, which is 0.69 liters, off by a factor of 10. That's the quality of information floating around this category, and it's why I don't cite dealers. So does the Honda engine disqualify Winco? No, and here's why. Winco never claimed to build the engine. What Winco builds is the generator, and they build all of it in one building, in one town, and they load test every unit before it ships. And there's an argument that the bought-in engine is a feature, not a bug. Because when your Honda GX690 needs service in year 12, you take it to any Honda power equipment dealer in America. There are thousands of them. You are not locked into a proprietary engine that one company controls the parts for. Ask a homeowner with a 15-year-old proprietary standby unit how that's working out for them. Winco is the smallest name in this video and the only one you can't buy at a big box store, which is exactly why nobody's told you about it. That's the 4. Not 4 brands with a flag on the carton and a container ship behind the curtain. 4 companies that still cut the steel, wind the alternator, and bolt the whole thing together on American ground, then load test every unit before it leaves the floor. And notice what they share. Not one of them is stacked by the pallet at a big box store. Not one of them is the cheapest thing on the shelf. They're tucked into small towns you'd need a map to find, building a narrow line of machines for people who need the power to come on at 3 in the morning in an ice storm and simply cannot afford for it to fail. That's who they're built for. That's why they cost what they cost, and that's exactly why they're still here. Now, I need the part no spec sheet can give me. If you run one of these, tell me the model, the year, and the worst storm it ever carried you through, because the person scrolling this comment section right now, trying to decide whether an American build is worth the money over a cheap import, will trust you 100 times more than they'll ever trust me. And if you think I missed one, don't just drop the name. Drop the name, tell me where the plant is, and tell me what engine's inside it, because that last part is where most of these American brands quietly fall apart. Subscribe if you want me to keep pulling this thread, one industry at a time. There's a lot more hiding in plain sight.